Welcome to the Over 40 Alpha Podcast with your host, Funk Roberts.
We are live, brothers, and welcome to episode number 35 of the Over 40 Alpha Podcast. Thank you so much for taking your time to spend with me. I'm your host, Funk Roberts. I'm a former professional athlete turned metabolic master trainer, online transformation specialist for men over 40. I'm an Amazon best-selling co-author. And like I mentioned before, I help men over 40 get in the best shape of their lives, man, 40s, 50s, 60s. And this podcast is all about that. We cover nutrition, we cover workouts, we cover mindset, we cover health, we cover recovery, everything that encompasses health, everything that encompasses making us a man. We talk about testosterone. Obviously, that's the big one. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about building muscle in the gym. And I'm excited because I've got an awesome guest. His name is Gary Walker. Gary Walker is a muscle building expert for men over 40. He actually created the TriCon Training method, which we're going to talk about in this episode. It's going to be quite cool, man. This is amazing. But he's got an innovative approach to building muscle, burning fat without lifting heavy weights and spending hours in the gym. Gary's approach is to get in the gym, right? He's a gym guy. So for you guys listening who still love to go to the gym but aren't seeing the results they're looking for, because you know me, I'm more of a home workout guy, metabolic style. But I know that men over 40 want to still, get strong, build muscle, burn fat, and still go to the gym. And Gary has an awesome program, an awesome method and style to help men in their 40s, 50s, 60s get to the gym, get in and out quickly, get incredible results. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter the current shape you're in, doesn't matter how busy you are, because Gary's 45 years old. He's got 3 kids. He's got, a business that he's running. So this is a great one. I wanted to really bring this to you guys because, there are guys out there, I know that listen to the podcast that love to go to the gym, right? They love to go to the gym. They still love to do big lifts and muscle building style workouts. And you can do that and can build muscle. You know what I mean? Like I do talk about not doing the bodybuilding style, but his TriCon method is not that. His TriCon method is done in the gym, using equipment, using the gym. But you guys are going to love this. I'm really excited. I'm excited to have him on. He's from liveanabolic.com. He's got a program, which I want you guys to get on his program. If you like to work out in the gym, if you guys love to train in the gym, he's got a program called Ripped After 40. He uses this TriCon Training method, which you're going to hear about. But if you're like, oh, you know what, let me just check out this program before, then go to over40shred.com/ripped after 40, ripped after 40. And that's the ripped after the number 40, and head over to Gary's program. It's pretty cool. When I first started to move over into the over 40 niche, Gary Walker was one of the first people that popped up, right? I'm like, oh, this guy's got a sick program. I looked at the program, I looked at his training. I'm like, this is good, man, specifically for guys in the gym. So I'm excited for you guys are going to listen, hear another perspective of how you can build muscle and burn fat in the gym. But before we start though, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. You guys, this is muscle building month. This is February. I'm giving away creatine monohydrate. This is 3 people are going to win 1 bottle of creatine monohydrate. This is 100% monohydrate, the most studied, most effective supplement in regards to, for men over 40. If we want to build muscle, if we want to recover faster, if we want to, brain health as well, creatine is it. Monohydrate. Don't go after all the other stuff. So I want to give this away. I gave away Lean Pro last month. I'm giving away 3 creatine bottles this month. So you want to go to over40shred.com/contest. You got 2 things to do. Number 1, you're going to put your email in so I know how to contact you if you won. And number 2, after you do that, the next page, you're going to go to Apple Podcasts, where I need you to leave a nice, solid review, 5-star review. Leave a review on this episode if you like this one or one of my other ones, and that'll give you that entry. And the more you enter, the more chances you will have to win. I gave away 3 Lean Pros. I'm giving away 3 here. You don't have to pay for shipping. Just get on that, man. Leave me reviews. The more reviews you can help me out with, the better the podcast will be, the better guests we have. So that's number 1. Go to over40shred.com/contest and get in there. Leave a review. The other thing is, Test kit. You guys know that I've partnered with an amazing company called Let's Get Checked. You also know that my whole entire program, my whole entire existence in regards to helping men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s is to help them boost testosterone naturally. That's why I'm here. But you can't boost testosterone naturally until you know where you are at currently. So in order to do that, you need to get your damn testosterone levels checked, baby. And this is easy. You go to the site, you go to over40shred.com/test kit, TESTKIT. You go, you fill out the information. Guess what? They're going to send it to you in 2 to 3 days. I'm in Canada. This came in 2 days. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to look at all the information. I'm going to go online. I'm going to put all this information. I'm going to answer some questions. I'm going to take blood. Boom, I'm going to prick my finger and take some blood, and then I'm going to package it up because they give you the packaging. I'm not going to take it out now, but they give you all the packaging. Literally, it's all paid for. Postal's paid for. Literally, all you do is you put that vial into a bag, you seal up the bag, you take it to a UPS place, or wherever. You ship stuff out, and you just give it to them, and they're like, "Oh, thank you," and then they'll take it and they'll ship it, and then 2 to 5 days later, you're going to get an email saying, "Hey, we got your tests. We're just going to go through it now," and then a day later or 2 days later, they're going to come back with your test results online. So you're going to get all the results online, and if your testosterone level is low, you're going to do 2 things. One, they're going to have a nurse that comes that'll connect with you and go over your testosterone levels, and number 2, you're going to go to over40alpha.com and you're going to join my Over 40 Alpha program, because our number one thing is helping men naturally boost testosterone, which we're doing on a daily basis. All right. So go to over40shred.com/test kit. Don't be afraid, guys. We got to know where testosterone levels are now in order for us to move forward in the future. All right. So, and guys, that's it. Let's get set and ready for Gary Walker. He's a man. He's amazing. If you want to get ripped after 40 in the gym, then Gary Walker is your man. Enjoy the podcast. We are live, people, and welcome to the Over 40 Alpha podcast. And I'm excited about this podcast, man, because, again, for us men in our 40s, 50s, 60s, one of the things that we really need to continue to focus on is not only losing weight and obviously boosting testosterone and, just kind of, being more mobile and all of that stuff, which is healthier. That's key. But the other thing is continue to build muscle. Right, that's huge. You guys know, and I've talked about before. And my guest today, I'm sure we'll hit that. Is as you reach 40, specifically 40, 50, 60, you suffer from sarcopenia, which is a natural loss of muscle, and it makes it a lot harder to build muscle. But I think once you build that muscle, it's a little bit easier to keep. But anyway, we're going to talk about that today with my man, Gary Walker from Live Anabolic. Gary, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you on because Gary, yeah, I think you are like you're the over 40 muscle man. Like you're the over 40 muscle beast. Like that, you know what I mean? Like gym workouts, building muscle. Like that's, if anyone, even my over 40 alphas, whenever someone goes, "Hey man, do you have a gym workout?" I'm just like, but I know someone who does.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, go ahead. No, I just don't want to leave that behind yet. I love the iron. I love pushing the weight. I just challenging myself, and I've done it for so long that it's hard to kind of give up on that.
I know it.
I love you doing what you do and the body weight stuff, all those metabolic circuits, and that's some awesome stuff, man. But I just love pushing the weight.
And you know what I love? That's so it's so funny you say that, because that's the thing that a lot of men, as we get older, we still want to hang on to, right? We still want to go to the gym and push, pull, lift heavy, or just do those, the bodybuilding style workouts. We want to hold on to that. It makes us more of a man. You know what I mean? Like it gives you that feeling, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I go to the gym here, and I'll do my metabolic workouts, but I can still see that there's guys out there that are holding on to that, and I love it because at least they're in the gym, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So how did you?
Yeah, go ahead.
So how did you get started? Like, how did you get into? What's your background?
Well, let me kind of go way back, man.
Okay,
I started in 1987. All right, 1987, skinny, scrawny kid, moved around a lot as a kid, so I was very quiet. So I was trying to figure out, very insecure, not confident at all. My family moved to this small town. My sister started dating this dude that was jacked. Jack, dude, everybody liked him. He got all the respect from the guys, the girls, and I was opposite of that. I was just kind of a ghost, man, you know? So I kind of started picking his brain a little bit, started working out, thinking that was the magic. You know, I got to build some muscle. But I got hooked. I tried to build it. I tried everything in the world back then, reading the magazines, doing what they tell you to do, and it was all crap, obviously. But I just figured it out along the way. I started building a little confidence, got through high school, felt totally different about myself, and I decided to do it in college. I went to college, studied exercise sports sciences, and started training at the same time. So it's just one of those things that I was a personal trainer, I was going to college, and it was my whole life. It just completely consumed me, man. And it was more of for me, the whole thing that got me hooked wasn't the physical aspect of building the muscle. It's what came along with that, the mental aspect, which is what a lot of people don't talk about. The lack of confidence, the insecurities, and a lot of that happens when you just don't feel good about who you are and the way you look, the way you see yourself in the mirror. And all of that changed when I started looking in the mirror and I liked what I saw. So my whole mental, the alpha started coming out, man. It's like I felt great. Instead of feeling, overlooked, I just started feeling like I don't care what other people think. I feel great about myself. So that's what I started pushing on men, because a lot of men, they suffer from that, the insecurity and the lack of confidence. I know you see it, especially over the years. You have it when you're a teenager. Some of these guys do, and their 20s, but you lose that somewhere along the way, and it's hard to get back.
Yeah, for sure. So is this something you've just pretty much been doing this since the beginning, right? In regards to since you were young.
1987. Yeah.
87, you just in your 30s, you continue to hit the gym?
Yeah, I actually started bodybuilding in my 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you compete? You competed in bodybuilding?
I competed. I competed 7 bodybuilding shows. I was just looking for the challenges. And, one of the things with what I do, trying to figure out how to build muscle, is it's not easy. No. People think, I'm going to go lift a weight and I'm going to grow and I'm going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, next year. It's not that easy, man. It's hard, And when you do what the mainstream tells you to do, you just go and lift as heavy as you can, eat as much as you can, then you're still not going to build that muscle. You may put a lot of fat on your body and you may get strong, but you're not necessarily going to look better, So there's a science to it, but there's a lot of, man, you just got to go through it and trial and error. And, fortunately, me training people, I've worked with so many people, it allowed me to have these people as my guinea pigs a little bit, Let's try this strategy. Let's try this methodology on this guy. And I just kind of mixed it all up over the years and tried to, fine point what's going to work and hone in on it.
So during your 30s, you did this, you competed during your 30s, bodybuilding, which is huge. Like you said, it's a science, man. Like my wife is a former bodybuilder. So, so when we first met, she wasn't bodybuilding. She was in Muay Thai, but she had just kind of, couple of years prior, but she still had that mindset of nutrition and that sort of thing. And we always talked about that. And even when I was an athlete, I used to say after I retire from volleyball, beach volleyball, I'm going to become a bodybuilder. Because like you, I was obsessed with Flex magazine, with muscular development, I was obsessed and wanted to be a bodybuilder. But then I realized as I continued to get older and meet a lot of bodybuilders, it's very, very difficult. It's hard. You have to be disciplined, right? Like super, 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 super disciplined all the time. Looking at everything from your meals to your workouts to, your sleep, there's everything that goes on behind it. But I totally understand with that. So once you're after your 30s, now you're into your 40s. Are you still feeling the same way? Are you still working on the same way? What's going on? What's gone on in the last 5 years? Because you're 45, right?
Yeah, I'm 45. Well, it actually started about 38 for me. So like I said, I competed from 28 to about 32. And I need to take a break. I'm raising 3 kids, I've got to spend more time with them. So I'm just doing the normal gym stuff. I'm just going in the evenings, going early morning, whatever. Not looking to compete, but still need that mental edge. So I kind of slacked off a little bit with my eating, and then I would get frustrated and hit the gym harder, but doing the same crap I used to do. And I started feeling horrible, man. My joints started hurting. My shoulders hurt, back hurt, knees hurt. Everything was hurting all the time. So I knew I didn't want to be that way. So I completely stopped working out for a little while. Completely stopped working out. And I'm thinking, you tell yourself initially, let me take a month off. Let me take 2 months off. Let me just take a break and then get back. Well, then 3 months, 4 months, it snowballs on you a little bit.
Totally.
Yeah. So I remember deciding, it's like, you know what? I got to get back to doing something. I got to get my body back. And I was approaching 40. 38 is when I realized I needed to make a change. I tried for about a year doing what I was doing to 39 probably, and nothing was working. That's when I realized my body's not the same anymore. I can't recover like I used to. My joints are just natural wear and tear from years of training. And I was looking, I did some before pictures. I told myself I need something to, something and somebody to hold me accountable, man. So yeah. I was taking some pictures and I was going to put them on social media and do all of this stuff. So I'm scrolling through my pictures with my wife. My youngest daughter at the time comes around the corner and starts laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing at? It's like, Daddy, I didn't know you were that fat. I'm like, fat? I've been in shape my whole life. What are you talking about? You don't see yourself with the gradual changes. And I knew I was out of shape, but that's what hit me, man. That's what lit the fire. And that's when I realized, you know what? I'm going back to the drawing board. I'm going to have to figure something out because I'm not ever going to be called fat again. I've helped too many people that are there. I see those mindsets. It can destroy marriages. It can destroy who you are. It's a horrible mindset, man. So I was already suffering some of the depression stuff as well. Right. You're about to be 40, you're about to be 40. Man, I'm getting old. That's what you're telling yourself leading up to 40 anyways. I wasn't as strong as I used to be. I didn't look the way I used to be. So I had all those mental demons that I was dealing with. So that's what led me to my TriCon training. I don't know if you want to touch on that now or not, but
yeah, I want to back up because you touched on a lot of good stuff there. So the first thing is, you say you have a family. How old are your kids?
Now I've got 3 kids, 21, 21-year-old daughter, 19-year-old son, and a 16-year-old daughter.
So, but at that time they were like teenagers and like under. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so they were teenagers and they were still old enough to where they used to travel to my bodybuilding shows with me and they'd cheer me on. And right. So that's how they always saw me.
Yeah.
So when my youngest daughter saw that, the picture of me that I had taken that morning, that's why she laughed and she never realized that, wow, I thought you looked better than that under the shirt. I didn't know you were, so it messed with me, man.
Oh, Gary, I got to tell you, like you hit the nail on the head. So like what happens to a lot of us men, I'm going to talk for myself and, maybe you can relate, is that like, I used to be a professional athlete, highest level, like world class. And I would travel and my body was fine. And then I retired when I was 30. So, I had the 9-to-5 job, a family, like all of that came, and I still was hitting the gym. But then whenever I looked in the mirror, I always saw the athlete. No matter what I look like here, you always see the athlete. And that's kind of like, I used to make this analogy of like, that two-way mirror. Like what happens is as we get older, we always hang on to what I used to be. Like, this is so every time you look in the mirror, you still see the guy in high school when you were like the high school, athlete of the year, or you still see like, you're not actually looking at reality because your mind's tricking you into thinking, oh man, I'm still in shape. I still got it. You'll suck stuff up. You kind of look at what you want to see. Right. But when other people tell you, that's when it hits you. Like it was my buddy who told me like, dude, doesn't it make you frustrated that, you come to the gym 6 days a week, you do cardio, and you still look the same. You still have no abs. You're still like, he hit it hard. And I was like, and then I went home, took off my shirt, and I was like, oh, fuck, it's totally right. Like 100%. That's the thing. We gotta like take off our clothes, stand in the mirror, and get real. Like literally get real.
Dude, that's what I tell people. I'm like, get your journal out. Journal sounds corny, man, but here's what you do. Take all your clothes off, man. Get completely naked. Yeah. Stare at yourself in the mirror. Just look. Yeah. And in that moment, you're going to be experiencing all kinds of emotions. Write those emotions down. Everything.
Wow.
Write everything down that you're feeling at that moment and refer back to that when you get into these struggles, man. Because, you can't just compete, working out, competing in bodybuilding, can't just get in shape, doing all this stuff without getting temptations and struggles. And it gets hard, even for the guys like us that have been doing this our whole lives.
Yeah.
You know, people assume it's easy for me. It's not easy for me. It's hard for me, man. It's a struggle every day. But when you have something like that journal to reflect back on, you know, you're looking at a cheeseburger and pizza and all this crap. And it's like, you know what, let me pull my journal out real quick and let those little emotional words, you know, tug on those heartstrings, man, because that makes a big difference. It's enough to remotivate you, get you back off, you know, the couch or whatever it is, and keep on keeping on, man.
Word, I hear you. And then the other thing you talked about was like when you were reaching 40, because that's the other thing that happens to us guys. It's not just internally, but media. Like everywhere you read, everything is like, oh, you're 40, you're supposed to be, you know, you got the dad bod, you're supposed to slow down, like, you know, you can't get back in the shape you used to, you know, this is where you have to settle. Like a lot of that gets played, you know, you suppress your testosterone, you know, you can't have too much testosterone. Like, are you kidding me? We need that. So not only internally, but external things are telling men that when you hit 40, it's over. Which
definitely,
you know,
yeah, it's setting you up for failure, man, because that's what you're expecting.
Yeah,
well, it must be that way. Everybody says it is. So I guess once I hit 40, life's over, man.
Yeah, which is 9,000,000% untrue. 9,000,000% untrue.
Exactly.
So you were doing bodybuilding training, like, you know, you were going to the gym, doing what you used to do. But as you were getting older, you're in your 30s, late 38, moving into 40, and it's just like, okay, shit, joints are hurting and this is not working. And I'm like, my daughter just called me fat. It's just like, I got to change something up. How did you change? And that's where your TriCon method comes in. So why don't you talk about that for us?
Okay. One of the things I used to do with people, you know, when people rehab, they do a lot of isometric exercises, isometric contractions. When people want to get strong, you know, if they're going to compete in powerlifting or something, there's always these little mini blocks that you utilize throughout the year. And a lot of that work is doing isometric work, strength work.
Right. So explain what isometric for those who don't know.
Yeah. Isometric basically is you got three different types of contractions, triple contraction, which is TriCon.
Right. Okay.
I use all three contractions. So one being anytime you shorten your muscles. So in a bench press, for example, to get a visual, you're starting with the bar above you, you know, as it comes down, your muscles are actually stretching, and that's the eccentric contraction. Pushing the weight back up, you're shortening your muscles. That's the concentric contraction. So what happens when you don't lengthen or shorten? It's an isometric contraction. So if you're just holding a heavy weight in a specific, you know, I do the mid-range, holding a weight there in the mid-range and focus on the contraction, then you're not stretching the muscle, you're not shortening the muscle, so you're into the isometric contraction of the muscle. So it's one of those methods that a lot of people don't use a lot of.
Yeah, it's not sexy, man. It's not sexy to hold a weight or just hold a position, you know, but it's unbelievably, you know, effective and beneficial, right?
Oh, it is, man. Well, it's like, you know, you tell somebody to do some isometrics. Hey, I need to work out at home, but I don't have any weights. Guess what? Go get up next to a wall and push as hard as you can on that wall for 20 seconds. Yeah. Let me know where you feel it. You're going to feel your chest. You're going to feel everything, you know? Yeah. And that's an isometric contraction. Cool. You know, same thing with back rows. I'll sit there, bend down, put your back into a wall, get your elbows nice and tight, and pull back as hard as you can on that wall. You're not going to move it, you know, but that's an isometric contraction. You're still contracting that muscle. It's firing, it's working. So I just incorporate that with dumbbells and barbells and machines and found a way to do that. And you don't need to use near as much weight, which is where the key benefit comes from.
Okay. So your TriCon method is just isometrics, or it's all three? So you just
all three. It's triple contraction. Yeah. So you'll do your standard reps, you know, for instance, I may say, go back to a bench press because everybody knows what a bench press is.
Sure. Yeah.
You may do 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps, standard, you know, control the weight, nice and controlled. Yeah. And then you'll finish with 2 sets of a TriCon set. So basically the way the TriCon, I'll give you one TriCon set. It's TriCon 9. So it's 9 total reps for that one set. The first 3 are explosive. So it's like a neuro activator. you're getting the weight, and it's a lot lighter, so you're going to be able to be pretty explosive with it.
Right.
Nice, normal, eccentric on the way down, and you throw it up as hard as you can. You do that 3 times. The next 3 reps, you're doing 10-second holds. You get right back into the mid-range of the motion, and you're holding it for 10 seconds. You're trying to get your hands together in the middle, keep those, chest muscles firing. Do that for 10 seconds, bring the weight back up, go right back into another one. So you do 3 of those. So that's 30 seconds of holds within that one set. And then you finish up with 3, what I call super slow reps. 4 seconds up, 4 seconds down. And you're already on fire at this point. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you're used to lifting 275 pounds, you probably just need 135. Right. It doesn't take that much, and you're still going to get the same type of muscle recruitment, and you're not getting all the wear and tear on your joints because they're not going through the full range of motion for all 9 reps.
Right.
And you're not having to go really heavy.
Yeah, that's I've actually never heard of that method before, so that's amazing. I can see how that works. So so how many sets would you do in this? Like let's just
2 or 3. Yeah.
2 or 3 with the chest.
Yeah, because I build all of my stuff with progressions. So say you're doing a 12-week program, you may just do 1 for the first couple of weeks.
Totally.
1, and then you're going to go to 2, and then phase 2 kicks in the next 4 weeks.
Right.
And then, let's go 2 sets and then 3 sets.
Right.
And phase 3, that's the alpha usually. You're going all out on everything you can do. This is the month that you compete with yourself, challenge yourself to improve, and you may want to try for 4 sets. Right. Instead of those 2 standard, we're going to go 4 TriCon sets. Right. So a lot of it has to do with the person and the mental, ability that they have to challenge themselves, that willpower.
Yeah, because I just listening to that, it's a long set. So there's a lot of resistance happening. There's during that whole entire set. It's not just you're firing up like 1, 2, 3. You're just like aimlessly going up. You're not even thinking about making that mind muscle connection. You're just going. This one, it seems like you really have to focus on everything that's firing. You're going to have to feel the muscle, because the muscle you're on, when you're in an isometric, after you just finished doing the first 3 reps, then you got to do the isometric holds. You're like, all you're thinking about is how much your chest is burning, how much your shoulders will be burning, like all of the recruitment of the muscles from what you're doing is happening. And that's where the explosion of growth, progressive overload, there's a lot going on there, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it is about a 60-second set. Wow. So that's as far as optimal hypertrophy, you're right in that range. It's between 50 and 70 seconds, depending on the person. So I've got it to where, you got your 30 seconds of isometric holds, those 3 super slow, which is 12 total seconds.
Right.
And
the first 3 are explosive. Right.
Yes,
I love it. I love that. So, when you start, obviously for you guys that are listening, you're not going to, first of all, this is not something from just what you just said there, this is not something you just go, okay, I'm going to go to the gym today, try this TriCon stuff.
Yeah.
You need to see what's going on. you need Gary's help with this, but definitely, or you may want to just go, hey, let me just go into the gym and see what this feels like. Or if you have a home gym, let me just see what this feels like. And then you'll right away, you'll notice, just from you saying this, I'm going to try it later on. What that feels like, but you're not going to go heavy at first. You're going to go pretty light at first, extremely light.
You're going to go extremely light, and you never go too heavy. That's the thing. I mean, I'm not a very strong person, but I can hit about 315 for about 5 reps on the bench normally.
Right. Yeah.
I can't go over 185 if I do a TriCon bench.
Okay. Thank you.
You see what I'm saying? That gives you an idea.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's no need for me to have to push 315 pounds every time I work chest. No. You're going to destroy those joints.
Absolutely.
But I can still get the same type of work, same type of recruitment, motor recruitment, muscle recruitment from doing a lot less weight. You know what I mean? And trust me, you're going to feel it. It's not like you're not going to feel this in your chest.
Right.
Or your legs, whatever you're doing, you can do TriCon sets with. I like them with goblet squats for my older guys.
I was just about to ask you for another, like a lower body one. So goblet squat would be one.
Goblet squats are amazing, man, for older men. Yeah. So
how would you do that one? Just explain to the guys, how would you do it?
Yeah. Same thing. Goblet squat. You're holding a kettlebell or a dumbbell right here close. You got to keep it close to your chest,
Right.
upright torso. And once you squat down, get as deep as you can comfortably go, and you explode back up, almost like you're trying to throw your body up as high as you can. You do 3 reps explosive like that. And again, the motor recruitment, the neuro activation, you're going to feel all of those. Then you're going to get down in that half squat position, hold that for 10 seconds, and then raise it back to the top, go right back into another hold. So the important thing with the isometric holds when you're doing legs or anything is an upright torso, keeping the core tight so it's not hitting your lower back. Right. That's the only thing. If you have lower back issues, then you do these on like a leg press machine or something similar to that, so you have some more support. But if you don't have any, or even if you got a back that's not any issues at all, then you can do back squats. Yeah, if you got a strong back, you can do back squats. Yeah. But for older men, a lot of times I always recommend, if you haven't done one, always a goblet squat. Start with a goblet squat or even a dumbbell squat. One of those before you just load up the bar and try TriCon as heavy as you can.
Man, and the cool thing about this too is that all your your fast twitch muscles, your slow twitch muscles, everything's being fired, right? Because the body has more fast twitch muscles. The only problem is we don't especially as we get older, but just in general, we don't train fast twitch muscles. The regular guy, yes, as an athlete, like for me, plyometrics was just part of my life. As a fighter, plyometrics is part of my life, but as the regular person, that's not what we train. But this training allows you to get to those fast twitch muscles, right, with those explosive movements, because again, the more fast twitch muscles you have, the more muscular you're going to be, right? So
exactly.
You obviously a mix of both, but because we have more fast twitch, obviously if you have more of those, then you're going to be more muscular.
Yeah, definitely. I know. But that's something that's neglected a lot too as people get older.
Yeah.
And it goes, both ways. There's some guys that they decide, hey, 40 years old, hadn't worked out in 10 years. I'm ready to get right back into it. And they try doing some plyometrics. Yeah. They try doing box squats, and they try doing a bunch of power cleans and, clean and jerks. And I'm like, wait a minute, don't just go straight into that, and then you got the other guys that they're scared because the public told them, man, you're 40, you can't do any of that crap. Right. So they're going in there and they're half-assing everything they do, not doing enough to even get any kind of results, because they're afraid to hurt themselves. Right. Because like you're saying, the media, everybody's telling you, you're 40, you can't do that crap. So if you do it, you're going to get hurt. It's not worth it. As opposed to doing it, so build a bulletproof body so you don't get hurt.
Exactly.
It's very worth it. You just got to do it right though.
Yeah, I definitely 40s, 50s, 60s. You're not going. That's why I tell my guys, they're not doing CrossFit. Like that's just too much on the body. You gotta work your way into getting stronger, and then you don't even really. You just need joint friendly movements, right? You don't need to be doing jump squats or whatever. You can work your way to it. Not saying you can't do it, but if you're just getting back into the gym, you're 40 or you're 50 or you're 60. Like, listen, we keep saying 40 years old here, but if you're 50. And, you just like, okay, I used to go to the gym, I'm comfortable in the gym. Because that's the other thing, too. A lot of men they feel comfortable in the gym. They just don't know what to do once you get to 40, 50, 60. Okay, I feel comfortable in the gym. You get there, you see all these machines, and then you kind of try to think about what you used to do. And it's just you're just there. And, hey, kudos to you guys who are there, but you got to make sure that when you're in there, you're putting your time, to work, right? And because you want to get stronger, you want to boost your testosterone, you want to do all that stuff. So, yeah, I think having a program like the TriCon method, your program ripped after 40, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
40 for men. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. That would be, because again, the biggest mistake most guys make is they just go in and start trying to do things on their own, right? As opposed to having a plan. But you talk about that, actually. You talk about some of the worst mistakes men over 40 or men make in the gym. What are a couple of those mistakes that men make in the gym?
Well, we kind of touched on one, people going in thinking they can do exactly what they used to do, and that's not going to happen. It shouldn't happen anyways. The other mistake a lot of people do, you got to make sure you're warming up properly. I'm going to go do bench press. I'm just going to start throwing up the weight, No, warm up those shoulders. I even like to get blood flow going still, I get on the bike for 5 minutes. A lot of people neglect that. It's not a necessity. I like blood flow going through my whole body. I feel better once I get my heart pumping. So an accurate warm up is good. Also, rest days, you know, everybody thinks, hey, it's time to start working out again. I'm going to work out 5 days a week, 6 days a week, because I need to hurry up and get where I want to go, you know. And you got to take those rest days, rest recovery days. You got to eat to refuel, recover, replenish. All those things are important, you know. And then sleep. As an older guy, you know the importance of sleep, man. You have to have the optimal sleep, or you're never going to be able to recover from your day-to-day activities, much less hard, intense workouts that you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you touched it on the rest. It's funny. There's one thing that Christian Thibodeau is a big bodybuilder guy who writes for T Nation and stuff, and he kind of instilled something in me years ago about growth days and oh my God, I can't. There's growth days, and then there's activate. I'll just call it activation day for now until I can remember. Okay. But like the days in the gym is when you're breaking down, you're activating, like, you know what I mean? Like that's when you're stimulation day, right. Stimulating growth, stimulating muscle breakdown. You're in the gym breaking down your muscle so that on your rest days is when all the growth happens. So in the gym, when you're working out, you're stimulating, right? You're breaking everything down. You're trying to lift as heavy. Catabolic stuff's happening. And then on your rest day, that's actually when the growth happens. And guys don't understand that. They think, okay, the growth is happening. I'm pumping. I got blood in my muscles, so I must be growing in the gym. No. It's when you rest, because then your muscles are saying, hey, man, okay, so the last time I went to the gym, this guy broke me down. So I better get the nutrition so that I can rebuild faster, quicker, so that when I get back in that gym, I don't break down as fast. And that's the growth. Right. So it's just like, stimulation day in the gym, growth day, rest day. And a lot, like, so in my program, I have like dumbbell workouts that build muscle. And I have to instill that in the guys, because when they first start, they want to work out every day, Oh, yeah. But this, let me go. No, okay, let me do this workout this day. Like, no. Rest day is growth day. So now they realize, oh, growth day, I got to rest. And they get excited because they know, okay, I'm resting today because I know my muscles are growing. So I got to feed them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's a good, like,
it is completely opposite from what they're thinking. Totally. If I'm resting, I'm not working, I'm not growing, I'm not doing anything. Oh yeah. And it's opposite of that. Yeah, you have to have those rest and recovery days.
And that's why when you're in the gym doing the workouts, you gotta hit them hard. You know what I mean? Like, because you are breaking down muscle. That's why when you go to the gym, and you're just kind of like lackadaisically going through the movements, and you're kind of like, okay, let me just pick up these and then one, let me just do 9, and then sit and then get on your phone, right? And you start like freaking, texting or doing whatever. And then, 5 minutes later, let me just do this other set. Like, I've seen it. I watch it when I do sprints on the bike or whatever. I'm like, dude, I just did like 10 sprints and you've only done 1 set.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Those long rest recovery periods. Yeah. Yeah. Way too long.
Talking about rest, how long would people rest in between those sets?
Here's what I do. Standard sets are 60 seconds. Okay, that's my standard sets. Wow. And a TriCon set is 90.
Right.
So 90 seconds.
And for those who are listening, that's not long.
Oh, no. Back when I was growing up, here's how simple everyone thought it was. All you have to do, lift the heaviest amount of weight you can lift, rest 4 to 5 minutes, lift it again, rest another 4 to 5 minutes. I was in the gym for 2 hours. Yeah. And, you're there for 2 hours and not growing. Well, hypertrophy is more about intensity and you less rest. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I didn't worry about getting super strong. I wanted to build my body, Yeah. And so I actually cut down my rest. So that's another type of metabolic workout, because when you're doing 12 total sets, for instance, you're only resting 60 seconds. Right. TriCon, 90 seconds, another TriCon, 90. Yeah, you're wore out when that workout's over.
And it's a short 45 workout.
Minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes, all out intensity though. And but again, not intense with the heavy weight. That's the difference. Just lack of rest. You're cutting into the rest periods and makes a huge difference.
And you're going to get stronger too. Like as the weeks go on, you will be able to increase your weight, because I guess that's what the key is, increasing weight, being able to do the exact same, TriCon set, but now you're doing it with a heavier weight. You're a little bit bigger. Yeah, that totally makes sense. And again, a lot of people, some people may be listening is like, well, you know, if you want to build strength, you do, you know, or you lift heavy, you should get that full recovery. Yeah, totally. Like in some cases, depending on the type of training you're doing or what the goal is, or if it's, you know, you're just trying to be a power lifter or strength or whatever. Yes, you do sometimes need the longer rest. But in this case, as we are getting older, we don't have time to be in the gym for 2 hours.
No.
We don't, our joints can't handle at the beginning. If you're just going in, our joints can't handle lifting those big ass weights, heavy, right? Like let's do something that's short, effective, and will give us the results without killing our joints, which your TriCon method seems to do.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's my whole key with strength too. It's like strength is relative, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you're still going to be able to bench 225 pounds if you can do this. Is that not strong enough?
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing.
It's like they see me lifting 185 and they're like, I figured it'd be stronger than that. That's pretty dang strong, man. I mean, yeah, why do I need to be stronger at my age, you know?
Totally.
If I do 225, hey, I'm proud of myself. So it's like I don't need to prove to anybody else that I'm strong, because at the end of the day, what's the benefit of an extra 100 pounds on a bench press?
Nothing.
Nothing
Zero.
at all.
When you're 40, 50, and 60, that shouldn't be the big thing. Yes, again, ego comes in. You see all these young cats deadlifting, so you want to throw up the big deadlifts. But in everyday life, what is deadlifting going to do? If you can at least pick up, the groceries, with good form without getting injured, being able to walk for, a long time, because I walk home with groceries and I have a whole bunch of groceries because, farmers walks, whatever. Like those are type of things you need to focus, core strength. Like that's what you need to focus on more. As opposed to like, I want to go in and lift like super, super heavy or squat really heavy. Not at our age, man, because this is the thing I'll say to guys. It's like, listen, man, when you're sick or when you're injured, like I just came off an injury for 4 months, like my knee and my shoulders, and all I could do was cycle. That's all I could do was just do, soul cycle with the wife and then sprints. That's it. And, some push-ups and ab stuff. But all you want is to be healthy. When you're sick or when you're injured, you don't care about lifting 315 pounds. You just want to be able to walk without your knees hurting when you go upstairs. So you just want to be able to lift your arm over your head without your shoulders, or you just don't want to be sick if you have a cold. So as we get older, the thing that happens is, you're just, as opposed to just always getting stronger and, getting jacked or whatever, as you get older, you're just trying to maintain, like, okay, I just want to be strong enough I want to be able to walk. I want to be injury free. I want to be pain free. Like you're doing more mobility stuff, like more yoga. Like I'm 51 and, I'm kind of making a last run at going and training Muay Thai in Thailand, and, whoever knows, but, I'm implementing way more recovery stuff than anything before. Way more recovery, yoga, stretching, like all that stuff comes into play. So, those, if you're listening to this, the heavy lifts, the big deadlifts, you got to get that out of your mind, or try to anyway. Try to.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
So, what do you think some of the top muscle building exercises are? We kind of, give me your top 10 or whatever. Like,
I will tell you, I like some multi-joint stuff still for the hormone boosting benefits, obviously. So a squat variation. Okay. And that doesn't mean a back squat. I don't like to back squat because it puts more strain on my shoulders. Right. So I feel my shoulder straining more than anything else. So I like goblet squats or even dumbbell squats, front squats. You need to do some type of squat, big muscle mover exercises to get the hormones going. And I like, as far as chest work, a 30-degree incline, we're talking being in the gym. I don't like the standard 45-degree incline. I don't like the angle that your shoulders.
Much chest. Too much shoulders. Yeah.
A lot of shoulders, a lot of stress, a lot of strain. And as older guys, we naturally have weaker shoulders just from the wear and tear and the ligaments and tendons. And, the joint itself isn't near as healthy as it used to be. Right. So I like doing incline stuff for my chest, for my back. As a man, I'm still all about pull-ups, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's hard for some men. I get it. There's men that, what can I do instead of a pull-up? You can learn how to do a pull-up. Yeah. Do a pull-up with a resistance band, to get you gradual strength so you can lift your own body, because it's a mental thing for me. If I'm 40, 50, 60, I got 60-year-old guys doing pull-ups like nothing. you know, because it's one of those things. It's such a big overall body mover. And I do tell them to do a neutral grip, though. Most of my men utilize a neutral grip for those guys listening, palms facing one another, as opposed to the pronated. That's hard on your shoulders.
Tough.
Yeah, hard on your shoulders. So neutral grip for pull-ups, neutral grip for shoulder press. I like a shoulder press. Dumbbell shoulder press. I don't do barbell presses anymore because, again, a pronated grip, bad for your shoulders. So, and if you can't do dumbbell shoulder press, then I love a landmine press. Okay. So landmine shoulder press, unilateral, you can do one side at a time to really work that core, man, good core strength.
And a landmine, for those who don't know?
Yeah, a landmine is where you have weight on one side of a barbell and the other side of the barbell is attached to, it's in a fixed position.
A cone, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or cone or in the corner of a
gym wall. If they still allow you to do that, you know, we got notes at some of the gyms I go to, putting holes in the wall when people do that. But you can see them. Most gyms now have those little multi cages and stuff, and they all have built-in landmine attachments. Perfect. You just slide one end of the barbell in it and put a weight plate on the other end. And I like unilateral, or you can do together, either one. And the unilateral meaning one side at a time, just extra core work.
Yeah.
So I love that. And suitcase carries with the dumbbell. There's farmer carries, which I like, but I love suitcase carries, man, because it gives you a different element when you're working that core. You know what I mean? You're walking and you're having to really support. As long as you got good posture when you're doing it, it's going to destroy your core. You really
100%. And grip too, but no, it's really
oh yeah, man.
Suitcase can be very functional.
Yeah. And then overhead holds. Right. So 2 dumbbells as heavy as you can, hold them straight overhead 20 seconds, shoot for 22 seconds and 24 seconds. Try to progress from there and keeping that core tight, which will help keep that lower back supported. And it's just an overall manly movement. You know, it's your whole core as well. Your glutes, your hips are going to be on fire, your arms, everything.
Cool.
So I love doing those. Let's see what else we got.
We got 3 more. Give me 3 more.
3 more walking lunges.
Walking lunges.
It's more of a functional. If you've got bad knees though, then I like the reverse lunge. You can kind of gauge the depth you're, stepping when you do a reverse lunge. Yeah. So I like that. Let's see. I know no deadlifts, but I like a variation of a deadlift because it's multi-joint. So I will do I don't do straight bar deadlifts, but I will do a trap bar deadlift or a dumbbell deadlift. Trap bar just allows you to work within your, natural movement, natural anatomy. We're all built different. Not everybody can pull naturally from a deadlift, with a straight bar. That makes it kind of tough. So, and a row variation. If I do rows, I don't like barbell rows. Again, I do dumbbells. I recommend a dumbbell row if you got lower back issues than a chest supported on an incline bench. Just lean up on an incline bench, keep your core tight, and start rowing, man. Drive the weight with the elbows. Really squeeze those lats in the back. Yeah, so all my TriCon back rows utilize a chest support.
Okay. One more. Do you have one more? One more, I'm going to give you something that I do, and it's not a specific, it's an alpha maker. Okay, I love it. This is it.
All right, here's my alpha makers, man. Basically, and I will tell you how I structure a lot of my 3rd phases. My first phase is about building. My second phase is honing in your craft. 3rd phase is about shedding fat. It's the mental change. When I work with my men, my goal isn't just the physical change. I want them to feel like they accomplished something, to know that, hey, man, I'm a man again. I can do anything again. So my alpha makers I have a structured giant set. So a giant set is 4 exercises back to back to back to back with no rest. All right. And we'll do 2 sets. So you'll do 4 exercises, no rest, and then you'll rest 60 seconds after the first giant set. And you're going to do another giant set, man. So you're doing 8 total exercises where you're exhausted. And the alpha makers for legs are body weight squats, 100 for the first week, 125, 125 the second week, 175 the third week. And your 4th week of that phase, you're shooting for 200 body weight squats. after those 2 giant sets. All right.
Right.
Okay. And you got push-ups. That's the other alpha maker. When you're doing a giant set for upper body, you're going to do 100 push-ups at the end of those 2 giant sets.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And then your progression for week 2 is going to be 125. You got to hit 125. Your progression for week 3, you got to hit it. You see what I'm saying? You're driving that mental, the willpower. You're having to push yourself, challenge yourself to get it done. And then inverted rows for the back. So if you're doing a giant set for your back, inverted row, for those of you who don't know, you've got a fixed bar, and it's all body weight. Instead of you're not going to do 100 pull-ups, obviously.
Right.
But you can do 100 inverted rows because you extend your legs out far.
Yeah.
Do as many as you can. As it gets tough, bring your legs closer. Towards the end, if you have to cheat a little bit with your legs, it's okay, but it's an all-out exhaustion. But that's the alpha maker.
Okay, so let me just, because I don't know if
you may not be grasping it.
Yeah. So is it 4 different exercises that you're doing one after the other?
Yeah. So for instance, say you got a goblet squat. Yeah. And you've got a lunge. Okay.
Yeah.
Goblet squat, a lunge, and then you're going to do like an RDL, Romanian deadlift. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then you're going to do those 3 exercises, and then you find out what you're really wanting to focus on for the 4th. So it's like for the 4th, I've got weak calves, or I've got weak quads, or I got weak glutes, weak hams. Then you choose your favorite exercise for that weak body part. And that's the 4th in that giant set.
Right.
So you're talking, I'm doing 10. So it's 10 reps for all of these.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So 10
goblet squats. 10. Yeah. You put it down, and then you're 10 lunges.
Right.
As soon as you're done with that, 10 RDLs. As soon as you're done with that. And if you want to do quads, for instance, I'll do a heel elevated. So 2 little plates, 1-inch plates, a 10-pound plate's about 1 inch. Yeah. Put your heels on it, feet narrow, dumbbells to your side, 10 dumbbell squats with your heels elevated.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's really, that's going to get those quads on fire, man. But yeah.
Hey, do you have that video? Do you have a video of that on YouTube?
Those are in my program. Those are private stuff. I'm giving you some good stuff, man.
Yeah, no. Okay.
I should probably do that. That's a good idea.
Oh, that's huge. I mean, the only reason I'm saying that is because that's awesome. So right now, guys, thank you, Gary, because this is gold that you just gave. As you went down the list of all those exercises, I'm thinking about all of those, and definitely those are phenomenal variations, phenomenal exercises, specifically, again, for us guys in our 40s and 50s and 60s. If you're a younger cat listening to this, and you're probably like, I still like the back squat, or I still like the big deadlift. Sure, that you guys can do that all you want. That's what you're put on this planet to deadlift and squat. But until you get to 40, which you can still do it. No, I'm not saying you can't, but if you're just jumping back in, I love the deadlift with the dumbbells and track bar, because still deadlifting is important, but just a lot of technique with a straight bar. There's a lot of technique that goes into that. A lot of technique that goes into bench pressing and even squats too, like back squats. There's a lot of technique. You got to have a strong core, but I love all the variations that you gave are like, I'm like, check.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
The neutral grip, because again, guys, a lot of times things like Gary's saying, it's like, okay, well, you don't want to do this grip because it's tough on the shoulders. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, because most of us have shoulder, issues or have had shoulder issues, and we don't want to reinvigorate, because when your shoulders are injured, then you can't do anything.
Yeah, oh no, not at all.
I mean, I've been going through that for years with both these shoulders. This is so tough. But this Alpha Maker, man, you got to put something on, because it's let a little bit out, because I love this workout. I mean, it's a great workout.
It's awesome, man. You need to do it, and here's what you need to do. Record yourself doing this Alpha Maker. It will humble you.
I will. In fact, maybe I will do a YouTube video of
there you go, man.
Maybe I'll let you give me something that I can do, and I'll blast out an Alpha Maker.
Okay,
and link to you, because I'm excited about that. That's
it's killer, man. It's killer. Like I said, not only is it like a great physical benefit, but again, once I get to phase 3, I want these men to change, man. I want them to change here.
Totally.
And so that's where my Alpha Makers came from. It's like, when you go through this, then hey, you can do pretty much anything. You're good.
Exactly.
It's like, then you start telling yourself, I don't know if I could have done this in my 20s, man.
Right.
So now that I did it, it's like, oh, screw the 20s.
Yeah.
I'm only looking up. And, because I mean, it only gets better. That's what I'm experiencing.
Right. For sure. Me too. Like I'm 51. I'm in great shape now. I've got my knees all better now. Shoulders are good. And, I feel like I'm in great shape. Matt, before we go, I just want to, first of all, thank you so much for all this. This has been phenomenal. I love it. Specifically, again, guys, if you love going to the gym, if that's your home, that's where that's kind of like your comfort zone. That's therapy for you. And you want to build muscle, you want to get stronger, then Gary Walker, man, you're the man. But before you go, I want to talk just a quick bit about nutrition. Do you have a nutrition program that comes with what are the programs? You have a few. Sorry, I just forgot. Ripped After 40.
Yeah, Ripped After 40 for men was my original one. That's when it took me, 3 years. That's when I started on in my late 30s.
Right, okay.
And that's the one that got me to where, you know what, I'm putting stuff together. I'm trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And that's what I came from when I changed the way I used to work out, changed the way I used to eat, changed the way I used to do cardio.
Yes.
I made all of those changes and came out with my Ripped After 40.
Right.
Trying to help other people because I started doing it. I felt great. And I looked great. It's like
you do. You look for dude.
Well,
you look
and I don't mean to be like I do now. I'm just saying when I did that program. I mean, I was so shredded I could have walked on stage. And that's in my early 40s. It's like I could walk on stage right now and probably would have whipped my own butt from when I was in my early 30s. That's how good I felt about myself.
Right.
And it mentally again. But and then I've got the other one. It's Jacked After 40, but that's for the few of the guys out there that still mentally, they've been kind of scrawny and weak and they still want to put muscle on. They've never done it. Now they're 40 and they're like, you know what? I feel like building muscle. I just want to feel what being big is like. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I created a way. So you're eating in a caloric surplus. But it's a way to build muscle as massively as you want, as quickly as you want. But we change things up to where you can do it without hurting your shoulders, without having to lift extremely heavy. So I took a lot of my Ripped After 40 concepts and I plugged them into this program, but I made it was fun for me. When I did it, I actually gained 8 pounds. And that's hard to do when you've been training since the late 80s.
Totally.
It's hard to gain weight. So I was going to write this program and I got so excited putting it down. I'm like, I'm going to follow my own program. Let's put this to the test. Gained 8 pounds, man. I felt great.
Yeah. That's amazing. And not fat either. Like,
no.
Muscle.
Yeah. When you get older, you don't want any fat. 2 pounds of 2 pounds of fat will screw you up.
Brutal.
Mentally. Your metabolism's jacked up, everything,
inflammation, hormones are not working out the way they should.
So everything's all about lean. Jacked After 40.
Jacked After 40, if you're a hard gainer or skinny guy who wants to kind of like, okay, I'm 40, I'm 45, I'm 50, I'm skinny, I never really had a lot of big muscle. Let me try this program. Let me get jacked. Ripped After 40, which, I mean, again, it's going to be most of the guys who are a little bit overweight, maybe puffy, because I used to be puffy, like had puffy muscle, PMS, male PMS, as Elliot Hulse calls it, puffy muscle syndrome. And then you just want to get lean, ripped, muscular, and ripped after 40. But let's just, what about nutrition? What's the nutrition kind of like?
I'm a strictly carb cycling guy. So I do hybrid versions. Carb cycling's been around forever. I've been around so long. I've tried the keto. I've tried everything under the sun, man, over the years. And I've always gone back to carb cycling. It's the one thing that's, it's not a diet. It's just a strategy. That's the difference. I don't diet. I strategize, man. I make sure I do everything optimally. So if I'm working hard, working intense, then I get my complex carbs, along with lean protein and essential fats. However, if I'm going to have a lazy day, I'm off all weekend, then I don't do complex carbs, only fibrous carbs. That's how I try to keep it pretty simple. So, and it's easy to meal prep for. You make a ton of protein, and it's like the days I don't have to go to the gym, or I'm not going to do cardio, I'm not going to do anything. I'll grab whatever protein I have there and handful of nuts and a salad. It's pretty easy. People think it's hard, but it's actually pretty easy.
It is, yeah. Carb cycling is a way of like, if I look at the three major ones for men over 40, just like a testosterone based nutrition plan, using fasting is really good too. As long as when you refuel, you're refueling with a testosterone based plan or carb cycling as well, because it is easy, whether you use 3-1-1 or 3-1-2-1 or 2-1-2-1 or 1-1-1-1, whatever it is.
Right.
It is easy to just like, okay, it's going to make sure that this day I'm not going carbs, or I'll get it from the, fibrous carbs, but I'll have a lot of fats and a lot of protein and vice versa, which is good. And you can build muscle using carb cycling, specifically, depending on what protocol you use, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And touching on fasting, I do intermittent fasting as well. The one thing I would like to say though, is a lot of people don't really understand the concept a whole lot, because when you're trying to build muscle, you still need calories.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if, it's not a competition. I'll put a video out talking about I get my 4 meals in, but I don't start till 12.
Right.
And they're like, well, I get better results eating twice. 2 times a day. So if you're how many calories are you getting? It's going to be hard for you to really gain muscle if you're only eating twice a day.
Right.
For me, I got a pretty good metabolism because I train that way and I train my metabolism.
Right.
So for me to start cutting, I start at 2,500 calories. 2,500, then I'm going to drop 2 pounds the first week.
Right.
Okay. Well, if I'm eating 2 meals, that's 2 1,200 calorie meals.
It's brutal.
And of clean food. I'm like, how do you do that? Some of these people don't get it. Yeah. It's like, no, follow the intermittent fasting, but you still got to stick to a similar caloric intake, that's going to meet your goals. I mean, you can't just sit there and I ate 500 calories my first meal, 700 the second meal. I'm eating 1,200 calories.
Yeah, you're not going to build muscle that way.
You're not going to build muscle, and you're going to lose weight for a little while. You're going to lose some fat, but then you're going to stall. You get that stalled metabolism, and it's going to hurt you in the long run.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you just said that because, that's, if you want to build muscle, you got to eat. But you got to eat clean and you got to eat a lot of calories. That's just the bottom line. You're not, exactly. When you start, a lot of what happens in my program is like the first couple of phases is like, fat. We're trying to burn fat. We're trying to get our body fat low. But then I hit them with a muscle building phase. And I have to tell them before, like, listen, guys, you're not going to lose weight this month. Okay. It's not going to happen. In fact, you may put on weight because muscle weighs more than fat, but your body's going to transform. So when you look in the mirror, you may have a little bit more, you may not be able to see your abs as much depending on how much you're eating, but your body transformation, you're going to see, oh, I can see my shoulder more. I can see my biceps. Okay. I get it. So I tell them, don't even step on that scale this month, right? Like at the end of the month, you can see where you're at. And then the next month we'll go back to a shred phase. But, guys have to understand that like, you got to eat the carbs, especially on those carb days.
Oh yeah.
Got to eat a lot of calories. So you got to get those meals in, which means you got to plan whether you intermittent fast or not. I probably would say like, just start with, the regular carb cycling.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like you and I do kind of the same thing. I intermittent fast and I'll carb cycle as well. But we have different goals. Like your goal is just to stay lean and ripped, big and
right. Oh yeah.
Mine is just stay lean and ripped and specifically for training. But we both use the same, which is amazing. And you look phenomenal. You look absolutely incredible. I've seen your videos. I'm in pretty good shape for 51. So it's like,
you look great too, man.
It's just kind of like, when guys are listening, the reason why I'm saying is guys are listening, it's just like, okay, well, yeah, it works, right? The keto doesn't work. The paleo doesn't work. The low carb doesn't work. The low fat, that doesn't work. The South Beach diet, all that shit, that doesn't work for us guys. It doesn't work for us guys in our 40s and 60s, right? But yeah, man, I love the nutrition that you do. I love the workouts you do. This is great, man. I'm so happy that you were on this show.
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
Podcast. I know my guys are gonna love it. They're definitely gonna love it. So I do thank you for being on the podcast. Do you have anything to leave us with? Any nuggets? How do we find you?
Yeah. Well, you can find me. WalkerFitMuscle.com is my email address, but liveanabolic.com is our website where the programs are that you mentioned.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So our programs are there. And basically my thing, man, with working with all these guys is just realize you're still good enough and you're capable, and just don't give up yet. I mean, I've got guys in their 70s that are completely transforming their lives.
It's amazing.
You know, one of my buddies, 72 years old, and blood panels are amazing. I mean, his health has completely transformed, you know, and he got a compliment on his big chest the other day, and he's sending me all these text messages. He's so pumped up and excited. And that's why I do this, man. It's the mental stuff.
Totally.
Because you see that come across in these emails and in these texts when people get that mental confidence back. And man, this is a short life, you know. You start getting in your 40s, you're halfway through with it again. So how do you want to live that second half?
Right.
You want to live sitting on the couch, being in pain all the time everywhere you go, you know. Can't walk the mall because you're breathing heavy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things like that. It's like life is way too short for that, man.
And the cool thing is, in our 40s, you know, we have the potential because of technology and science and medicine and whatever the future holds. Like, we could be living, you know, when we get to 90, still hitting the gym at 90. I want to be that guy at 90. You know, I want to be I don't want to be like my grandmother's 98. She's in a wheelchair. She can barely whatever. I want to be 98 and still be walking and still
functional, be able to move.
Right. But it's got to start now. And it's never too late, guys. I mean, your best years are in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. You're able to do more. You're able to travel. You know, the last thing is, I love that you talked about the mental thing, because, and it's not just once your body changes and once you have that confidence, then it trickles into your whole life, into your work, into your family, into your spiritual, into your money. Maybe you want to, maybe making money is a big thing. Maybe you want to start a business. Like, your confidence just grows once you grow in the gym. That just, it's literally just your whole life will change. You know? Absolutely. Cool, man. All right. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it, man. I'm sure that you hit up Gary, liveanabolic.com. I'll probably have, you know, in the outro, link to his program, whether it's jacked. At liveanabolic.com, you can either get jacked after 40 or ripped after 40. Either one. If you're a guy who wants to be in the gym, wants to, you know, slang around some weights still, but you want to go in with a purpose and not like, you know, like a zombie just walking around, you know, and get results in a short period of time. You know, this is Funk certified, man. This is a great program. Make sure that you guys hook him up, hook Gary up, and follow him as well. Thanks.
Man, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.